Hi, my name is Kim Shea of Shea Companions. Today I want to talk about guilt. Guilt. It's funny, I've been writing my blogs for a little over a year now, and I watch what topics people are interested in based on the numbers I see being liked and shared of the different posts. And the issue that just keeps resonating with most of you is guilt. And that is a shame. That really is a shame. I remember, it's a little off topic with caregiving, but I remember when I sent my first child off to school, to preschool. And I felt so guilty when I sent her off. And I just thought, where did I spend the last 5 years? I must not have been paying full attention, that I let 5 years go by. And maybe I shouldn't have spent time pursuing this hobby. And maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should have done things differently so that I really had just 5 pure years with her. It was silly. It was a silly thing to feel, and it took me a little bit of time before I could kind of like wake myself up and realize I had done a good job. I'd spent a lot of time with my daughter, and we did a lot of things together, and I also did some other things on my own, which taught her some lessons about mom and mom being a person, having interests of her own. It wasn't bad, but it took me a couple of days to come to terms with that. It seems like when you have a baby, it's such a wonderful thing, but you get a free gift with the baby. It's called guilt, and you get to keep it for the rest of your life. And when you become a caregiver and you get your assignment, guess what? There's more guilt. It doesn't go away. Guilt is a waste of time unless you can use it productively. When I was a caregiver, I did everything I could to make the man I was caring for comfortable. I made sure his sheets were clean. I made sure he was bathed. I made sure that the blankets were nice and smooth on top for him. I made sure he had everything he needed close by him. I made sure he had his pills, he'd eaten, he was hydrated. I'd done everything. And then I would sit down and I would start working on my laptop or doing some of my own things because I had other responsibilities. But one day, it just occurred to me that he was just waiting day in and day out. He was waiting for me to come and do things for him, or he was waiting for somebody to come by and visit him. There was really no engagement with anything else in his life in between those times. And I started to feel kind of bad about it because I was doing my own thing, making sure that all of my needs were being met and I was being fulfilled. But I didn't feel like I was meeting that need for him. So I was feeling a little bit of guilt, but I decided to do something about it. I evaluated the situation and I saw that, first of all, he didn't need to wait for me or anybody else to come in and do his banking. That was something he could do himself. I set that up for him. I showed him how to work the online banking, and that was such a great thing for him. He was able to feel like he had control over his finances and feel like a regular adult in some respects, that he was able to manage paying those. I also found he had a couple of hobbies. We went online and set those up so that he could have access to those hobbies. In particular, he liked gaming. So I set those up and he was able to actually chat with other people in real time online and play games that he enjoyed playing. That was something of benefit to him. I also decided I would commit to spending a little bit more time sitting and doing nothing with him. So not doing any caregiving, but just sitting with him, watching a show, watching a movie, visiting, making sure I would dedicate that time. So in that particular instance, guilt was useful. I was able to evaluate the situation, see what I could change, and then change it. And that made his day more interesting. And then I felt better about it. So that is useful guilt. But sitting around feeling guilty over things that happened long ago that you can't do anything about, or putting unreasonable expectations on yourself, like that you should never feel angry, you should never feel frustrated, you should never feel resentful. Well, you're going to feel those things because you're a human and you're taking care of another human that isn't probably going to get better. That person's not going to get better. So the demands on you are going to grow. And sometimes you're going to feel overwhelmed by that and you're going to feel negative emotions. That guilt, feeling guilty over being a real person with real emotions, is not worthwhile. You can certainly try and figure out a different perspective, a different way of looking at things. If that will help you, if you think you can seriously reduce your negative emotions, then that is beneficial. But the fact that you have them from time to time, you have those emotions, that's just part of being human. And what you are doing is almost superhuman. You're spending hours taking care of somebody else. You're making sure they get to their doctor's appointments. You're making sure their prescriptions are filled. You're making sure their meals are prepared. You're making sure that their emotional needs are met and their mental needs are met. And you make sure that you get all this stuff done all day long, every day. And you get tired, but you keep doing it. And because of you, the person you're taking care of is allowed to age in place. Or because of you, they're in a group home somewhere and the staff pays extra attention to them because you come in, you show up. You talk to the staff, you bring treats, you take the person you're caring for out of their room, maybe out of the building, you get them out to see different things. You come in with your iPad and you show them pictures of grandkids and things that are going on in the outside world. You're doing a lot. You're doing more than most people do. So take this little present of guilt and get rid of it. You really don't need it anymore. It's not serving you. If it does serve you, use it. Otherwise, let it go. You're an amazing person. Thank you so much for what you do. If you have any comments, just write them down below or contact me at sheacompanions.com. There's a page there that you can contact me and send me a message. But give yourself a pat on the back. You're doing a great job. My name's Kim Shea. Thanks for watching.